Hello everyone, it's Jen. Welcome back to day 2 of the Valentine Card Series for 2020. Today I'm going to be making 2 cards using pattern paper from my stash and the stamp set SugarPea Designs Better Together. So this card is also doubling as a design team project for Not2Shabby. Jamie does have a few of these stamps left in the shop, and I will provide a direct link for that in the description box below, as well as all of the other products that I'm using today. So I'm jumping into the coloring here. And for my peanut butter, I'm using E35, E34, E31, and E51. I will have a color map for these images at the end of the video if you would like to take a look at all the colors in one photo, and you can take a screenshot of that. I also started a photo album on my Scrapbena Creations Facebook page where you can download the images if you want to recreate these colors. For the cookie, I'm using a 2-color blend, E53 and E51, and then I'm jumping right into our grape jelly. So I laid down the lightest color, the V01, and then I'm going in now with my darkest marker, the V09. As always, the marker caps are listed from the darkest color at the top down to the lightest at the bottom. And I'm just going through each of these markers, blending out the darker color with the next marker in line. So this is a lot of colors for a little bit of grape jelly here, but I find that the purple markers are a little bit harder to blend than most, and I'm really only using that V01 right in the center for a small highlight because I do want this to look like a glass jar. Once I get that done, I'm going to use a pink color combination. For the darkest, I'm using RV19, and then I'm going to blend that out with the R85, then the R83, and RV11. So I'm using that for the top of the lid for the peanut butter jar, as well as the little ribbon around the top of our grape jelly. This is a newer color combination to me. I like bringing in different colors to try them out, and I thought that that pop of RV19, which is more of a brighter yet still a dark pink color, really gives a different look to the other pink colors in this color combination. I'm also going to color the icing on our cookie and the little heart in the milk's hands with the same color combination. This just creates some consistency across the images, which is something that I really like to do in my coloring. So you can see here with the heart, I'm just adding the darkest shadows to the outline of the icing. Same with the little heart in the milk's hand, and then blending those out. For the red, because I do want to bring in a pop of red here for the Valentine cards, I'm using R39, R29, and R24, and I'm just coloring in the top of the milk bottle and the little milk's hands as well. And then I'm just going to use that R29 for the mouths on the peanut butter jar and the grape jelly jar. For the glass bottle, I'm using BG13, BG11, and BG10. I'm really just using that BG13 to the side of the top of the bottle and underneath the bottle cap. I did add a little bit of it to either side of the bottom of the bottle as well, and then I'm blending that out with the BG11, then my lightest marker, the BG10, and I actually wanted to push that color back quite a bit, so I did bring in my colorless blender as well. For our milk, I'm going to use some of my cool gray markers, and I'm also going to be using this same color combination for the label on the peanut butter, as well as the little cloth top for the jar of jelly. For this color combination, I'm using C3, C1, C00, and then I will blend that out with the colorless blender. Now for the little fabric on the grape jelly, I'm not going to use the C00. The area was a little bit smaller, and I wanted to make sure that I kept a lot of white space there so that it looks white and not gray. So I'm just going to use the C3 and the C1 and blend that out. For the cheeks, I'm using R20, and I'm going to blend that out as well with the colorless blender. Once I have the images finished, we can go ahead and work on putting some final details. I did just grab that BG13 to add some color to the sprinkles on the cookie. So here I'm using my white gel pen. This is a size 10 pen. If you have seen my videos lately, you know that I am loving this. So I'm adding some really thick shine lines to the cookie and the jar of jelly. And then I came in with my black glaze pen for the eyes. Now I'm using some pattern paper that I have in my stash, and I encourage you to look and see what you have that will work for Valentine cards. So I'm using the Winter Wonderland by Doodlebug. I recently did a 10 card video with that collection, and I had some of the paper left over. I don't tend to buy a lot of new products for Valentine's Day cards. I really like to use what I have and just kind of see what I can create with those for Valentine's Day, just to get a little bit more use out of my everyday stamps and products. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and I've cut out all of my images. I'm using the You Complete Me sentiment for this first card here. So this pattern paper is in the winter collection, but it, as you can see, is pink with white hearts, so it works perfectly for Valentine's Day. I've popped a couple of those images up on some foam tape, went ahead and did my sentiments off screen, so I just stamped out the sentiments on some black cardstock with some Versamark ink, some white embossing powder, and heat set that, and went ahead and cut them out into a banner. For this card, I'm going to have my images just sitting on top of the sentiment strip. So these are very clean and simple cards. I'm really letting the pattern paper do all the work for the background for these cards. So I'm just going to get my images in place here, and I'm going to have this focal cluster to the bottom right hand side of the card, and I wanted to add 3 of those little cookies just to give a little bit more interest around the milk bottle. And I'm going to go ahead and place this on my card base. You can see there it was a good thing I checked to see if it was right side up, because it was not. I know you all feel my pain of what it's like to adhere your card panel upside down. So now that we have card number 1 complete, we can move on to card number 2. So for this one, I stamped the sentiment "We Go Together Like" on some teal cardstock using my Versafine Clair black ink, and I heat set that with some clear embossing powder. And I went ahead and I added foam tape to the back of my focal panel here where my images will sit. I'm using a Heffy Doodle stitched heart die, and I just cut that out with some white cardstock. Because this pattern paper is a little bit more busy, I wanted there to be lots of white behind my images, so that was why I chose the white heart as opposed to another color. It'll also pick up really nicely with the white on the label for the peanut butter and the top fabric of the grape jelly. I'm going to go ahead and have the peanut butter and jelly snuggled up together here, and then I will place them with some liquid adhesive to the heart. I did stamp the sentiment peanut butter and jelly on the inside of my card, and this is going to be a landscape side folded card. I'll go ahead and adhere my panel to the card base. I did cut these out with my Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle dies and left a white border on either side. So now that I have the images in place, I can go ahead and I can add some final embellishments to my card. I had some of these little red hearts left over from the first card in the series, and these are from the Heffy Doodle Lovely Little Borders die. I love the size of these. I wanted to bring in some more red here, so I thought those would go perfect. Now, I left this part in because I wanted to ask you you can see me struggling here trying to pick these up. I know there's a lot of different tools out there for adding sequins and little embellishments like jewel pickers and the crystal katana. I'd love to know what your favorite one is, because I think I need to make a purchase soon to help me from struggling so much with getting these little embellishments and sequins on my cards. So just finishing up here with some Nuvo drops in White Blizzard. This will add just a little bit of shimmer to those shine lines on my images, and then some Nuvo glaze as well. Once I get that done, the cards will be pretty much complete. And like I said, this stamp is available in the Not2Shabby Shop. It's a bit of an older stamp set, but super cute, and I don't think it ever goes out of style. Here's the color map if you're interested. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you back soon for day 3 of the Valentine Card Series.